The question is, which developing or rumored new series do you want to see most next? So, Discovery is going to clear the way. Obviously, we know it's not going to happen this year. Probably won't happen next year. But maybe they'll be shooting it at the beginning of next year. Maybe we'll have it in early 2025. I don't know, just a total guess. These are all the possibilities that I can see, and I'd love to hear if there's another one. We've got a Picard spinoff, right? Seven and Rafi, or whatever's going on. Maybe other people will show up along the way that we've met. Girardi, who knows? We've got Section 31.
She's gone.
Yeah,
she's busy being a queen.
Although there have been hints that we might see what happened to her in a spinoff.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
but not as a series regular. That's true.
No.
But then obviously they've spoken a lot about Section 31, the possibilities there with Ash Tyler and Georgiou and whomever else, maybe Laurel. They've also mentioned audio dramas in the past. I can't remember.
Right.
Do you guys remember who it was that was saying that they've got one or two audio dramas in the works?
Yeah, it's
Akiva.
Well, it got announced by Alex Kurtzman, and then it's why am I not thinking of his name?
It's Nicholas Meyer in
Myers,
the Khan drama, whatever his story is. That's becoming an audio thing.
Okay, see, I've got the Khan miniseries as its own thing.
To helm that too, but I think he passed on that because of all the work for Picard. But I mean, I imagine it's just a few audio drama episodes. We haven't really seen more of it.
True.
And I don't stalk, but I follow Nicholas Meyer closely on social media, and he's always traveling. So I'm like, I don't know if it's made yet.
Do you think? Well, there are going to be more audio dramas than just the Khan miniseries, right?
I think I have a feeling, but also since there hasn't been movement on it, I don't know. They might be waiting to see how it does.
So then another possibility is to revive short treks. That's always something they can do. They can have short treks from Strange New Worlds.
That'd be amazing.
Right? Yeah. They can do a season 3, no problem. Then they also toyed around with the idea of an anthology series. Not that they were seriously considering it, but whomever it was just kind of threw that idea as a passing thought. Then we also have a front runner, which is the Starfleet Academy series that has been bounced around. Are there any others that I'm missing?
No. Question mark?
Trek Movie did a really nice article a couple days ago, actually before this was announced, where they had heard murmurs of with the merger, if there would need to be cutbacks. They kind of went through every single possible thing in production. I think that covers it all. But when you look at the list, it's still a lot of Star Trek. And the only thing that was a little questionable was when Discovery would end. So the title sounded worse than the actual state.
I could maybe see them trying to pace themselves. Like they have all these show options and then they're just like, okay, do we need the best of the best? We know this will grab people's attention, or could we go with something more experimental that could just piggyback off of our flagship? There's gonna be some strategy to this.
I'm curious to know how they'll go about that, if they're going to want to play to their strengths and make as much money as possible. But the short treks were great because it was just a wonderful way to stretch out the Star Trek universe in a fairly low budget format, just to see what would happen. And I love the experimental stuff. I hope they would keep with it, but I don't know. I'm not the bean counter. So here's a question I have for everybody. The Section 31 show was announced as in development a long time ago, but Michelle Yeoh has exploded in popularity since. I don't think Star Trek can afford her anymore.
I know they keep saying it's still in development. I'm like, yeah, I'll believe that when I see that.
I don't know if we'll ever get it.
I did just read a Trek Movie article today that said Michelle, even though she's gained such popularity, she's still interested in doing Trek. So she might be open to negotiation.
You know what I would guess?
That's 8 months of filming, paying her top dollar, and also taking away 8 months of her hot time when she could be doing movies. So I don't know. I know she says that.
I guess it all depends on what's most important to her, and she's the only one who knows that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I would guess is that I think Michelle Yeoh is going to be the lead, right? I don't think it's too much of a concern how expensive she is, but I'm at this again, just a guess. But maybe she just would not be the lead now. Maybe she just has more of an advisory role where she's in episode 1 and 2 and then 8 and 10 or something like that. And then somebody else is the lead. Maybe a character that's her daughter or something like that, you know? And so she can still be in it, but it won't like really slow down production as
like
much. I don't know though.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they do with Tig Notaro, where she shoots a bunch of scenes for a couple of episodes and then she's out because she's off doing all sorts of things.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Totally.
That said, I would love to see more Tig Notaro in the last season.
Me too. I'm really sad about that.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
I want to see more of everybody we didn't see enough of. Tig Notaro, Linus, the bridge crew, right? All these people, like give them that proper send off too. I know a few people are on Team Linus for sure.
We didn't get nearly enough Linus. Even if he's heavily featured next season, it still wasn't enough.
I guess.
Raven Dowda.
Yep, that's what I was thinking initially. Yeah, our girl Dr. Pollard.
Yes.
So looks like people are voting in this poll, and it seems as though people are definitely picking Starfleet Academy as the show they would most want to see next. Let me see. I don't know why it's not popping up there, but 65% said Starfleet Academy, 31% said revive short treks, and 3% said I like audio dramas. Call me old fashioned.
I love them.
They're great.
Yeah,
I love them too. I wish there would be more.
I think the short treks though would make more sense for like if you're going to have one less show running, you could just make a bunch of short treks and air them in the off weeks. So you're spending less money than if you had a secondary show, but you still have something coming out that's also just a little snippet. So it's way less work.
It's also good for them because short treks automatically get nominated for awards because they fit that like short category and there's not that much competition. So it just like looks prestigious too for their portfolio.
Sure. And they could do that anthology thing. Doing all sorts of random things.
I would love that.
NRIC.
Yes. Oh my God.
I've wanted to see this forever.
I just follow Boothby around like Starfleet Academy doing gardening. You wouldn't even have to say a line. I'd just enjoy that.
His own like home and garden show.
Yes.
Would be amazing.
Pruning.
And that would be very experimental because it would be Star Trek, but very different format. And we would love it.
Or Garrick's gardening show.
Oh, yes. No, Garrick could do like a craft and do it yourself session where he teaches you how to sew and different techniques and like how to put a tracker in the hem of someone's pants. Like
this is really practical. This is knowledge we could all use. And who better to learn from? See, edutainment really might be a good direction.
This could just be like Neelix's show on Voyager, only you have like bit things that all the characters are like, well, I'm good at carving out bathtubs, so I will make that an episode. Like, I watch it.
Today we're making headboards with Chakotay.
How's
the sanding going?
Next week, bathroom.
Then we're going to make a boat.
We'll tame a monkey next week. Thanks for watching.
With Captain Janeway.
I was always like this too. I want to know, like, I was just so interested in that boat and the design of the boat.
It'd be like Riker and like a home improvement kind of show. That would be fun.
Yes.
Instead of Bob Vila, it's Will Riker.
I'm like, it's a big difference between a headboard and a boat, Chakotay. Like, that's pretty ambitious.
Bartending with Guinan, Travis Taylor, that sparked an idea.
I think that I like your poll here. but I think that
I really want
This
Section
whole
31 to
bathtub.
get 31%, and right now it's at 32%. So I'm like,
Ah,
but what's
somebody
what's
skew the poll.
what's the but, Melissa?
but I think that the Picard spinoff should be a collaboration between Section 31 and this Picard spinoff. So you have Raffi and Worf as the Section 31 Picard spinoff, and with Michelle Yeoh jumping in here and there every once in a while.
Sid.
That could work.
Yeah, and then
And
you could bring
Daniels.
Seven along too, because she's almost on the outs, so she could be on the Section 31 team with them.
And O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Always.
I want him to be the
Suffering.
Starfleet enemy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes.
In a locked
He
room
should
somewhere.
suffering from his students.
Yeah, an O'Brien must suffer anthology series where it just
Oh
shows
my
him year to year
God.
to year to year,
Oh no.
Can't handle
starting
that.
as a baby and all the way.
Oh no.
Life story.
Oh, that would be depressing.
The first
Wow.
episode is like just mom going, "No more applesauce for you," and a little tear comes down, and they're like, "By Brandon Braga" or whatever.
Oh my god.
Oh. And he's got
Associate
this
producer
curly
Wendy
head of
News.
I don't
blonde
want to
hair.
watch that, but I would.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
O'Brien.
hmm
Poor Miles O'Brien. Miles Edward O'Brien. Union.
All right.
Oh my
So another show like Ready Room. I'm surprised. I thought that was going to do well. Only 2% of you said that you would like that, because I was
only
thinking,
I just feel like we already have Ready Room.
yeah, but
And
I feel
think
like,
it is killing
I think it's here to stay.
well, this is what I was thinking. Like, what if they want to continue pumping out content on Paramount Plus, but they just don't have the $8 million per episode budget? Maybe they could just do another
I really
talk
liked
show
after
or
I really
a
loved After
podcast
Shock.
kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I
like,
have an
Just imagine
idea.
if they had one or two others of those, people would still be
That's
tuning in.
completely-
People would still be watching. And then it kind of fills in the edges, you know?
totally.
You could just
Kinda.
have the actors, just one actor, do like a Star Trek puppet show where they're just like,
Okay.
I would have loved to have seen this done as an episode.
Well, I
like-
was gonna say this,
Immediately could work.
but also I really loved After Shock after like Discovery season 1. I would love to see that brought back, where it was just like fans talking, and then the actors would come on, and there was a live
Mhm.
studio audience, which was awesome for the live studio audience.
Or what about
Hmm.
if they have a podcast, like an official podcast, right? Like the Pod Directive, I
Uh-huh.
think it's called.
Yeah.
What if they
Yeah,
just,
Tawny Newsome. Paul
I mean,
Tompkins.
is it video as well? If so, they could just put that on as more content, and there you've got another show. I mean, I feel
It's
like,
not right now, but that would be cool.
yeah, I feel like they have really inexpensive way. If there are budget cuts, they can still very easily, instead of 8 million an episode, it's 80,000 an episode, and they're knocking it out. And they do 2 or 3 of those shows, and each one of them gets, to interview, Aaron Waltke or something like that, or they get a preview, like they'll say the new Discovery preview only on the Captain's Ready Room 2 show or something like that, and you go check it out. I don't know. Yeah, I think it would be cool.
Right? We already got a show.
They're banging down our door right now.
They should.
That would be amazing.
It'd be nice.
It's also like nice to have a mix of things. Like I think it was Daily Mail. I can't remember which big newspaper put it out like this past week that some studies
That's
were
a big
done,
newspaper.
which I don't know like the method section of the studies, but they like talked to a bunch of people who consume tons of podcasts, and apparently like the trend is going to less produced podcast, like less heavily produced like podcasts, because people just like feeling that they're hanging out with like old friends, and it's less pressure to like soak in every second. And I just feel like that could be offered too, because that couldn't be more cheap. So.
That just makes me want to eat chips.
Colin's
jalapenos?
comment in the
Yeah, exactly. Jalapeno
live chat.
chips are the best.
They're very delicious. But Colin's live chat comment in the live chat. Oh, where'd it go? They could do a meta reality show where they follow Trek actors home after shooting and cover the drama.
Oh my.
You go around to conventions with the actors, like, did you see they were here? Jersey Shore, but Star Trek.
Oh man.
That would be fun. Risa Shore.
Do we want to know about that part of it? Right.
Risa Shore.
I mean, they could even honestly, they could do like a really low budget show that's just like a family hanging out. They could do a sitcom that takes place in the Star Trek universe.
But right now they have like the reality show Love Boat or whatever it's called with like Rebecca.
When you say they, I don't think you mean Star Trek. I think you mean Paramount. Okay, well,
they could do a sitcom that about a Starfleet Academy cadet who is actually based in San Francisco or whose family's based in San Francisco and their adventures of going to and from.
Super cheap production, easy, and people would still watch it. We'd eat it up.
Oh my god.
I have to do
Little House on the
Love Boat show because it's so funny. If you aren't watching it on Paramount Plus, they're so cute together as co-hosts, and then they do like tweets and Instagram posts about it. And my favorite last week is they tried to do a selfie with them, and it was tagged like #co-hosts. They like had a typo and it said co-host.
The truth comes out.
Started adding #co-hosts.
So our this poll right now is the final four, the shows that got the 4 best numbers. Which developing or rumored new series do you want to see most next? And so we're asking that one right now. So make sure you let your voice be heard because that's very important. Let's close out this poll here. It looks like 4% said revive short treks. That's a bummer. When I thought of that one, I thought that one might get some love. I think short treks was such a brilliant idea. 24% said Starfleet Academy show. 31. Hey, we did it. 31% said Section 31. We finally did it. Oh, we can go out on.
Well done, everybody.
This is gonna be a great weekend. And 39% said they want that Picard spinoff y'all are talking about.
Totally.
Wow, that's a close one though.